I'm Karyn and I'm a programme manager working on the new electronic patient record here at Sheffield Health and Social Care. I have worked in the health service for most of my career, and over the past 10 years I've found myself working in the realm of electronic patient records. I've always had a passion for improving the experience of our patients and service users. In my free time, I'm a textile enthusiast. I like to think I'm good at embroidery. I love walking and climbing as well, but my body puts some limits on how much and how often I can do those these days. I have a rarely diagnosed condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a lifelong condition. It's a collagen disorder. So if you think of collagen as the glue that holds your body together, mine doesn't stick properly. So my joints are unstable, my internal organs don't all work properly, I have trouble regulating my body temperature. It's painful, it's exhausting, but actually it's such a relief now that I actually have the diagnosis, because before that people thought I was lazy and flaky, whereas now at least I know there is a reason why I find everything so much harder than everyone else. I think despite having Ehlers-Danlos, my brain's not affected. I am very flexible. I'm better at starting things than finishing them, if I'm really honest, which makes project management a really good place for me to work, because 2 days are never the same. It's always interesting, it's always challenging. I think I'm good at motivating people, and I'm good at getting the best from people. I find myself regularly leading teams of the most fantastic staff. It's finally starting to dawn on me after 10 or 12 years of this happening that there must be something I'm doing that's getting the best from people. My most challenging days are a conference type setup. My Ehlers-Danlos affects my hearing, so I have a partial hearing loss as well. And it makes it very difficult to sit in one position for long periods. My absolute worst scenario is the one where they put lots of circular tables in a room, 20 circular tables with 8-10 people around each, and then they say, do some group work on your tables. And my hearing aids don't want to listen to the people over there, they want to listen to the noisy guy on that table over there. These hearing aids are excellent, but they still sometimes don't know what I want to listen to. I have got some tools now from Access to Work, a table mic that I can put in the middle of that sort of table and pick up local sound, which helps a lot, but those scenarios are still really challenging, because as soon as you put a mic on the table, everybody else is inhibited by it, even though it helps me. The things I find helpful are by and large the same things that other people find helpful. So positive, supportive managers who understand my personal situation, who take the time to understand that and ask me what flexibility I need. It helps me if people keep meetings short or put a break into them so that I'm not sat for long periods. But my confidence has grown a lot, to be honest. I just get up and wander around now. I say I can't sit for long periods. It's harder in a conference type setup where you're all in rows, but in a meeting I just get up and move. The equipment I've got from Access to Work, the microphones, the directional mics, have really helped. And bizarrely, with a hearing loss, Teams calls have actually helped me. Because when you're on a Teams call, everyone faces the microphone. So they're in a perfect place for me to lip read. Skype, not so much, because the refresh rate isn't fast enough to lip read on. But Teams has really helped with that. Whereas if you're in a meeting room, you're sat and the people next to me here, that looks rather odd when you're trying to lip read. Teams calls have actually been helpful, and working from home's been incredibly helpful. I mean, I've always commuted to work, obviously, and I didn't realise just how much energy driving back and forth to work every day cost me, and the amount of extra things I've been able to do because I'm working from home are fantastic. I do work reduced hours. I work 4 days a week rather than 5. If I could, I tend to introduce it by saying, if I work 4 days, I'm well. If I work 5, you're going to find I'm off sick very soon. I would like to see changes in the workplace that mean we consider everyone's accessibility needs all of the time. So when we come to a workshop or a meeting, we often say, well, what ground rules would we like? If we actually reframe that to say, what would best enable people to participate today, that would change things considerably, not just for me, but for everybody involved. And I'd love to see that becoming much more normal in every meeting. What do people need to help them participate today? Because my condition changes on an hourly basis. Some days I don't need anything. I'm on a good day. Other days I'm really not on a good day. It's a high pain day. I might need you to be a bit sympathetic if I'm grumpy. And in office terms, large open plan offices, I know they're the fashion and I know they really boost communication, but they are an incredibly difficult place for people with a hearing loss or who struggle with any sort of distractibility. And I find open plan offices very, very difficult. If I must be in one, I want to be sat with my back to a wall, so the sound is at least coming from where my hearing aids focus. But generally, large open plan offices, I know they're the way of the moment, but I'm not impressed. In my ideal workplace, it would be safe enough for people to be curious. I work part-time because of my disability on my email footer for over a year now. And in all of that time, one colleague has asked me, what's your disability and what do you need? I would love for people to feel safe enough to ask that routinely, but people seem almost frightened to talk about it. And even the colleague who asked me said, are you okay if I ask? I said, well, it wouldn't be on my email footer if I didn't want to talk about it. He said, well, yeah, I thought that, but the people are so scared to step outside their comfort zone and ask questions. And if we could make it safe for everybody to be just that bit more curious and that bit more interested in what helps other people, that would be amazing. I think it's important for workplaces to be safe for people to talk about their access needs, because for the first 25 years of my working life, I didn't have a diagnosis. So I didn't have a disability, apparently, but I did because my condition's lifelong. And you never know how many people are in that position. So by making accessibility part of the routine for everyone, not just people with additional needs, we start to meet the needs of people who maybe are not diagnosed yet and don't know what it is, but they still know they need that extra opportunity.